Alright, what is going on, guys? So, as you can see, my girl has become a reindeer. In the spirit of the holidays, I have followed the lead of Yummy R6. And I'm giving hope to children around the world that Santa is real. He is real. And this is Rudolph. This is how he gets to your house so quickly. Not on a sled. A sleigh, not a sled. He gets to your house on a sport bike. Look at this shit. Oh man, I cannot wait to see the looks I get from people. It's gonna be awesome. I'm just hoping this shit don't make my bike overheat, because I got the big nose right up attached to the ram air duct. So we will see. But for all you baseball fans out there, you all know I live in Boston, and they were fucking awful last year. Absolutely awful. Like, dreadful. They went from winning the World Series to the last in the division, one of the worst records in baseball. They were absolutely garbage. And it was bad, real bad. I said they went from the penthouse to the outhouse. Whew. So I got this new, off topic, I got this new thing for my variant. It's called the Icon Breath Box. So basically it reduces all of the fog that'll get up on your visor and whatnot whenever it's cold from your breath hitting the cold air and coming up. First person that likes the reindeer. First person, there she is. But so yeah, so it like comes around the top of my nose, kind of like the mask that fighter jet pilots put on whenever they hop in the cockpit. And it's so weird because it like touches my nose and it keeps everything warm, which is understandable. That's what it's supposed to do. Anyway, back to baseball. Woo! So, if you guys follow baseball, you'll see that the Red Sox just had a pretty big last couple days. They were able to grab Hanley Ramirez, and they were able to grab Pablo Sandoval. And that is freaking huge, because one of the biggest things about their team last year was the fact that they couldn't hit. They could not hit to save their life. Like, they could not score runs for their pitchers. It was absolutely ridiculous. So, doing what they said they would never do again, they went and spent a whole hell of a lot of money. That's how you quick stop, kids. That's how you quick stop. So yeah, they went and spent a whole hell of a lot of money. I think the Hanley Ramirez contract was 5 years, $88 million, and the Pablo Sandoval contract was 5 years, I want to say $92 million, and they have a 60-year club option for like 17 mil, which that's pretty damn good money for a guy that didn't do too amazing in the regular season. I think he hit like 285 or something like that, but in the postseason he freaking lit on fire. One of the best World Series by any offensive player ever. Hit over 400 in the World Series. Is one of the big reasons why the Giants were able to win last year. But hope my nose don't fly off. I don't know if I secured it enough. But yeah, so it's pretty big deal down here in Boston, man. Everybody is really stoked about it. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this team next year. And this is the last thing I need. I'm going to be fucking late to work. Hey, we got another guy on a bike up there. But yeah, so now they're trying to their next big ticket item. They're going to need to try and grab they need to grab some pitching. Their pitching is it's pretty suspect right now. I mean, they were just an overall bad team last year. Like, there was nothing good about their team aside from Big Papi, who was still at the age that he is still putting in work. But they what a lot of people around here want to do is, if you guys follow baseball, like I said, they traded away John Lester last year and got Yoenis Cespedes, which he's a great bat, good young Cuban player. He's legit. But next year, after this year, he's not on a contract anymore. He's a free agent again. So what everyone's saying they should do is they should go ahead and get rid of Yoenis Cespedes to free up some cap room. Try and grab a pitching prospect out of him and then sign Lester, which would be great because, I mean, like I said, if you follow baseball, Lester's one of the best in the game. He was with the Red Sox for forever, and he even said that he would take less money to stay with the Sox. And everyone was really pissed off whenever they kept fucking around with him. They didn't give him the money that he really wanted, and they just traded him. People are really pissed off about that around here. Granted, I understand what they were doing, trying to get rid of Lester to grab a bat, because that's what they really needed. But I mean, obviously last year nothing was changing. They were not going to win. They were not going to dig themselves out of the hole. Last year was going to be a throwaway year, no matter what they did. So I get where they're coming from, but for me, I would not have got rid of Lester, especially for a guy that you know is only going to be on contract one more year while he's on your team. And the odds of you not using someone like that to try and bring some more players in is unrealistic. It's just not going to happen. So, I don't know. I think it's great that they got Hanley, and it's great that they got Pablo, but they really need to do what people are thinking that they won't do, and give Lester the money he's looking for, and bring him back to Boston, because he said a million times this is where he wants to be, and they're not really listening to him. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll work out, but regardless, that lineup has just got a big boost, and they got a great young shortstop in Xander Bogart, and that right there shows you Hanley's not playing short. I mean, his skills have been diminishing at short for the last couple of years, and he's only 30 years old, so it's only going to get worse. So he'll probably be our left fielder. But the good part is now we have a shit ton of pieces that we can move to get pitching, because we have, I think they said, 9 outfielders on the roster. Unnecessary, if you count Hanley. 8 if you don't, but he's going to be a left fielder. That's just how it's going to happen. Dude's got a cannon of an arm. He'd be a great left fielder. So it's going to be interesting to see how things shake up. They've already kind of not followed what they said was going to be their MO from going forward. They've already spent a ton of money. I don't see any reason why they're not going to do it again. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what they pull off and who they can grab to bring into Boston, because Boston fans are not the kind of fans that are okay with having a couple years off. They're not. That's not how we roll up here. So it's going to be interesting to see who they can bring in to put around the guys. I mean, you got to be realistic. Papi only has maybe at most 2 more big Papi years, and that's being generous. I mean, we could see his decline next year. So it's going to be interesting. Good part is, whenever Papi's gone, we're going to have Pablo in there that will probably end up taking over the DH spot. But he's still 28, so you never know. Depends on if we have a good young third baseman come up through the system. But it's going to be interesting to see. So my question for you guys is, who is your favorite baseball team if you guys follow baseball? I know it's not really how it used to be. More people used to really be into baseball. Now it's all football, football, football. But I'm a huge baseball guy, and it'd be nice to find a few people that are like that. So let me know what you guys think down in the description about what the moves the Sox just made, if you give a shit. And if you are a baseball fan, let me know who you guys watch. Let me know who your team is. I'm also a Cincinnati Reds fan. I grew up a Cincinnati Reds fan. But even before I got to Boston, for whatever reason, I always really loved the Sox. That guy about broke his neck trying to see this. I always loved the Sox. And that's not a fair weather fan. I liked the Sox whenever they were getting the shit beat out of them by the Yankees. I started liking the Sox whenever I was young. And really started watching baseball. So let me know who you guys like down in the description. Let me know what you guys think's how it's gonna pan out next year. Who's gonna be the teams in the playoffs? I think Kansas City is a young, good team. They're probably not gonna do what they did last year, but they got a lot of potential. People have been talking about them having the best farm system in the league for the last few years. So they've got a lot of young, good talent. Now it's off it if it pans out or not. So let me know what you guys think down in the description. Nah, not in the description, the comments section. And I will see y'all later. Peace. You're leaving right now. And if you motherfuck me one more time, old man, I will fuck you up in this hotel. And I'm not joking, it's illegal to film inside of a federal building. I was like, oh yeah, all the federal businesses.